These 5 daily habits are silently draining your bank account. And the worst part is, they feel completely normal. They're what your friends do. They're what social media tells you is fine. They're baked into how most people live. But there's a reason 80% of millionaires are first-generation wealthy. They didn't inherit money, they built different habits. Today, I'm going to show you the 5 biggest money habits that keep people poor and the exact swaps wealthy people make instead. Some of these are going to surprise you, especially number 3. Let me be clear about something before we start. When I say poor habits, I'm not shaming anyone's income level. Plenty of high earners are broke, and plenty of average earners build serious wealth. This isn't about how much you make. It's about the behavioral patterns that determine where your money ends up. A fascinating study by Dr. Thomas Stanley, who spent 20 years researching millionaires, found that the number one predictor of wealth wasn't income, education, or inheritance. It was financial behavior. Habits. The same research showed that most people who appear wealthy, the big house, the luxury car, are actually drowning in debt. And most actual millionaires? You'd never guess it. They drive used cars, live in modest homes, and are obsessed with one thing: keeping more of what they earn. Let's break down the 5 habits that separate these two groups. Habit number 1, lifestyle inflation. The first and most destructive habit, lifestyle inflation. This is when your spending rises every time your income rises. You get a raise, so you upgrade your apartment. You get a bonus, so you buy a new car. Your side hustle takes off, so suddenly you deserve nicer restaurants, better clothes, a bigger TV. The numbers are brutal. The Bureau of Labor Statistics shows that households earning over $100,000 a year save roughly the same percentage as households earning $50,000. Think about that. Double the income, same savings rate, because spending expanded to fill the gap. Here's what wealthy people do instead. They practice lifestyle lag. When their income goes up, they don't change their lifestyle for at least 6 months. That entire raise goes straight into savings and investments. They got used to living on the old salary, so the new money is invisible. I'll give you a concrete example. Say you get a $400 per month raise. Most people absorb that into slightly better everything: a slightly nicer apartment, a few more dinners out, an upgraded phone plan. It evaporates. Instead, set up an automatic transfer of that $400 to your investment account the day the raise kicks in. You never see it, you never miss it, and in 10 years, that single habit creates roughly $80,000 in invested wealth at average market returns. The rule is simple. Every time your income goes up, your savings rate goes up first. Lifestyle upgrades come second, and only after your savings targets are met. Habit number 2, paying everyone else first. The second habit, paying everyone else before yourself. Rent goes out, car payment goes out, subscriptions go out, groceries, gas, utilities, and then, if there's anything left, maybe you save a little. This is backwards, and it's how most Americans end up with a 3.8% savings rate. Wealthy people flip the order. The moment income hits their account, they pay themselves first. Savings, investments, and retirement contributions come out before a single bill is paid. I covered this in depth in my budgeting video, the reverse budget approach. But here's the psychology behind it that makes it so powerful. When you pay yourself last, saving feels like sacrifice. You're giving up something you could have spent. When you pay yourself first, spending feels like freedom. You've already handled the important stuff. Now enjoy the rest. It's the same math, but the psychological framing changes everything. A Fidelity study tracked over 15 million retirement accounts and found that people who automated their contributions saved 3 times more than people who manually transferred money each month. 3 times more. Same income, same intentions, different system. Set it up once. Forget about it. Build wealth on autopilot. Habit number 3, spending on depreciating assets. Habit number 3, and this is the one that surprises people: spending a disproportionate amount of income on things that lose value. The average new car costs over $48,000 in 2026. The moment you drive it off the lot, it loses roughly 20% of its value. Within 5 years, it's worth less than half what you paid, and most people finance it. paying interest on something that's shrinking in value every single day. Wealthy people aren't anti-spending. They're strategic about it. They spend heavily on things that appreciate: real estate, index funds, their own business, education that increases earning power, and they minimize spending on things that depreciate: new cars, the latest electronics, trendy clothes. Here's a framework that changed how I think about money. Before any purchase over $500, ask yourself, will this be worth more or less in 5 years? A $3,000 online course that teaches you a marketable skill that could generate hundreds of thousands in lifetime earnings, worth more. A $3,000 designer bag, worth less. A $500 investment in index funds, historically doubles every 7 to 10 years, worth more. A $500 gaming console, worth about 150 in 3 years. This doesn't mean you can never buy things that depreciate. It means you buy them intentionally after your appreciating assets are funded. Wealthy people enjoy nice things. They just make sure their money is working harder than they are first. Habit number 4, not knowing your numbers. Habit 4, financial illiteracy about your own money. Not the economy, not the stock market, your own numbers. Ask the average person 4 questions. What's your net worth? What's your savings rate? What's your monthly cash flow? What percentage of your income goes to housing? Most people can't answer a single one confidently. Wealthy people know these numbers cold, not because they obsess over spreadsheets, because they check in regularly. A 10-minute money check-in once a week. That's it. Here's what a weekly check-in looks like. Open your bank app. Look at what came in and what went out this week. Are you on track for your monthly savings target? Any unexpected charges? Any subscriptions you should cancel? That's it. 10 minutes. And yet this simple habit creates an awareness that prevents 90% of financial mistakes. You catch the problem when it's a $20 overcharge, not when it's a $2,000 overdraft. Wealthy people also track their net worth. Total assets minus total debts, at least quarterly. This is the single most important number in personal finance, and most people have never calculated it. Pull up a net worth calculator online tonight. It takes 5 minutes. That number becomes your scoreboard. When your net worth is going up every quarter, you know your habits are working. When it's flat or declining, you know something needs to change before it becomes a crisis. Habit number 5, hanging out with broke mindsets. The 5th habit is the most uncomfortable to talk about. Surrounding yourself with people who normalize being broke. This isn't about ditching your friends, it's about being honest about influence. Research from economist Nicholas Christakis at Yale found that your financial behaviors are heavily influenced by your social circle, up to 3 degrees of separation. If your closest friends overspend, you're statistically more likely to overspend. Wealthy people intentionally seek out communities, mentors, and content that reinforce good financial behavior. That might be a local investment club, a financial independence subreddit, a mastermind group, books and podcasts from people who've built what you want to build. You don't need to cut people out of your life, but you do need to add people in who are where you want to be financially. When saving and investing is normal in your circle, it stops feeling like sacrifice and starts feeling like the obvious thing to do. Even this video is an example. By watching personal finance content, you're reshaping what feels normal to you. Keep doing that. 5 habits that keep people poor and the swaps wealthy people make instead. Stop lifestyle inflation and practice lifestyle lag. Pay yourself first, not last. Buy assets that appreciate, not just things that depreciate. Know your numbers: net worth, savings rate, weekly cash flow, and surround yourself with people who normalize wealth building. These aren't dramatic changes. They're small shifts that compound into a completely different financial life. If you want to put these habits into action, start with budgeting. Go watch my video on why the 50-30-20 rule is wrong and what actually works in 2026. I'll link it right here. It gives you the exact system to pay yourself first without tracking every penny. Subscribe for new videos every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. And tell me in the comments, which of these 5 habits hit closest to home? Be honest. The first step to changing a habit is recognizing it. See you in the next one.